Hi everybody, I'm here in the middle of my local lake, Lake St. Louis, which happens to be in Montreal, by the way, in Quebec or Canada. And there's not much wind, so I thought I'd shoot a little video, particularly about the Standard Horizon CP300 Chart Plotter. It's the same thing as a CP180, by the way, at least what we're going to talk about today. So Standard Horizon do not make this. Well, actually, they don't make chart plotters anymore, period. So forget about calling them and getting them for service. Also, the card format for the CMAX charts just don't do it anymore. They don't make that format of card anymore. So pretty much stuck with it. So I was looking at probably replacing this one because it's been acting very sluggish lately. I find it's not responsive as quickly as it used to be, and whatnot. And also, every time I would turn it on in the past few weeks, rather than remember the zoom format of the last time I was on board, it would bring me back to just the beginning, like the large scale maps. I have to zoom in type thing, and even that was kind of sluggish. So lucky for me, the previous owner of this boat did install this, and this is probably at least, I've had the boat 11 years, so this is at least 20 years old. But it works really well. And now if I was to take this boat and I said, okay, I want to go travel around the world or even go in unknown waters, I want to take it from Montreal down the coast, the East Coast, and maybe cut across to the Bahamas, so on and so forth, I would definitely be looking at changing this to a more updated, maybe Ray Marine chart plotter, maybe a B&G or something like that. I've studied a lot. I had the one that I was thinking of buying, and one that would also, by the way, replace all of these into one screen. But that's very cost, about $4,000 to $5,000 is what I was looking at. And but then I considered, what am I doing with this boat? I'm staying in known waters in and around the greater Montreal area, all the way down to the Thousand Islands at Lake Ontario, which is fine. I know those waters very, very well. I don't really need to upgrade this stuff. But I wanted to resolve the problem of this chart plotter. Why is it so sluggish? Well, on board here, unlike the modern chart plotters where you can have a RAM card or a memory card that you put in, this one's got a RAM memory inside. So you can imagine, I've had it for 11 years. I've never deleted the RAM, or cleared the RAM in order to clear up some space. So I thought, you know what, that is probably the problem, and it turns out that's exactly what it was. It was such a simple thing to do. I'm going to walk you through it. I'll turn the video around so you can see what I'm going to do. It was very simple. It took me less than 10 minutes. However, I got to tell you one thing. When you're clearing a RAM, you are actually clearing any landmarks or bookmarks that you may have put into the system. For example, in my lake over here, I had programmed in all the marks for the racing marks. So of course that deleted all of them. Some places I've actually added marks in some of my favorite anchorages, really where the best place is to anchor. That deletes those as well. So it clears out the RAM very well. The second thing that happens as well, you're basically doing a reboot or reset. It will clear your time zone. And if you're in North America, we have standard time, as well as we change our time twice a year. And so you have to reset that as well. And then you got to go in also into your measurements, whether you want knots or kilometers or miles, whether you want your depths in meters or feet. So very, very simple, just to reset what are the features that you like and the type of measurements that you like and all that. So I'm going to show you how we do that. It's very simple. And by the way, I was lucky. The previous owner, he kept everything. So I have the manual. Now I know some of you probably bought a boat that had that on board already, like me, but maybe not fortunate enough to have the manual. So I have the manual. But I'll walk you right through. You don't have to have the manual. I'll walk you right through it, and how simple it was. All right. And yeah, so let's do that. And then once I'm done, I'm actually going to motor from, there's not much wind, I'm going to motor from each one of our racing marks today and re-input them as well, just so that I have those as well. All right, so give me a chance to just turn things around here. So just a footnote, just before we go to the next step where we're going to clear all the RAM chart plotter. If there are any marks that are really important to you, they're far away or whatever, just go on before you clear it, go to them manually using your cursor on your chart plotter. Go note the longitude and latitude or the position of those marks. In my case, there's a couple of rocks I know of in the Thousand Islands. I'm not going to go all the way there to mark it, so I wrote it down. So I wrote down each one of these marks. A couple of anchorages I really like as well. So I went to them manually using the cursor on the chart plotter. I noted down what the positions are. So when I'm going to clear all the data, and I'm not going to be in the rush, but a few things, a couple of rocks, a couple of places, I'm just going to go in manually and just move to that position and go mark it afterwards. So again, like I said, we're going to be clearing all the marks when we clear the RAM. So again, take a piece of paper. If there are some marks that come to mind that are important to you and you don't want to lose them, and you're probably too far to go all the way next to them and then mark them, just write them down and you can put them in afterwards. All right. So let's get to clearing the RAM. All right. Thanks, guys. All right, so there's the standard horizon. It's the CP300, but if you have the CP180, you will use the same exact formula. So the first thing you got to do is basically power down. So we're just going to shut it off here. There you go. Now, before you power it back up this time, you're going to press any one of these buttons here, just as you. So let's say we're going to press this one here, and then the power button, and then you'll see what happens. Okay, now we have a different menu that pops up, and the first one is the RAM menu. So you press enter, and it's going to ask you if you want to clear the RAM, and you're going to say yes, enter. It says, are you really sure? And yes, you have to. If you're just really sluggish, guys, this is a great thing to do if you don't mind having to redo all your markings. Okay, so we're going to enter that. So RAM has been cleared. Now we're going to go ahead and shut it off. There you go, and we're going to power it up again. Okay, there's powering up now. So it's going to take a couple of seconds here because it's actually going to reacquire the satellites and reprogram it as if it was brand new, by the way. So now press enter, enter again. Now we're having satellite acquisition. We're seeing what's going on. You see now I'm in my general area here of where the GPS tells the map where the boat is. As you can see, I'm zoomed out really far. But before I go any further, we're going to go now do some setups, right? So I'm going to go menu, and I'm just going to go down to setup. Setup menu, press enter, and I'm going to go general configurations or general setup and press enter. And I'm going to go my time setup. So it's going to be daylight saving time. Sorry, I'm going to go time zone, press enter. Now I got to go all the way up here. As you can see, you have all of them in the world here. I'm looking for Eastern Canada and US. Central Canada, no. It's coming. There we go. Eastern time, US and Canada. Press enter, and that's it. Now, remember I told you in some places in Canada, US, we have the daylight saving times. We changed that. So a little glitch with this is that even though I have it on auto, it doesn't save it the first time. So I'm just going to go here. I'm going to go enter, and I'm going to go clear. Okay, and then clear out of the menu completely. Then I'm going to go back into menu. Okay, I'm still in the menu setup. Press enter. In the general setup, I'm going to click on that. I'm going to click once more in time setup, and there I'm going to go here. I'm actually going to say daylight savings time, auto, enter. And then you'll see now it is the right time. It's 10:58. Had I not done that, it would still show me 9:50 or 59, I should say. Now, the second thing I wanted to go do is set up my knots where I want to do this. I'm going to go down to menu, and under, again, setup menu, and I'm going to go map configurations, and there's units of measure right here. I'm going to go enter, and my distances not go out. In my case, I want them in kilometers only because I have a better visual of kilometers versus nautical miles. And when I have people on board, they say, well, what's a nautical mile? You know what? I don't remember. So kilometers, everybody understands. I'm going to enter that. My speed, I do want in knots. My feet, I want my depth in feet. I could want them in meters if I want. Altitude in feet. My temperature, I'm going to want that in Celsius because we're in Canada here. There you go. And then I'm going to go just clear out of there, and I am done. Now, if I want other setups, I can do that as well. Now, in the user points here, I go to user points, click user points, and I like to track when I leave the harbor and come back. So I'm going to go choose track, and I'm going to say I'm tracking on. It's on. And I wanted this as a 0.1 nautical miles every time to leave a mark, and basically every 5 minutes leave me a mark on the chart. And that's it, guys. I'm completely now reset. Like I said, now all it is all my marks that I did create, like my racing marks, my favorite anchorages. I used to have a couple of places where I marked where there was actually shallow or rocks. Those are all gone, okay? So, but to me, it's a small price to pay to how quickly she responds now. So I'm very, very happy about that. And that's it, guys. So hold on a second. All right, everybody. So that was it. Resetting the standard Horizon CP300 or CP180 chart plotter. As you saw at the beginning of the video, I said it'd take about 5 minutes or whatever, 10 minutes. It didn't take. It took like 2-3 minutes, as you saw. So if you have a standard Horizon CP300 or it's operating or sluggish, or you're not too pleased, or actually you just want to clean it out, doing this really easy maintenance is clearing the RAM is probably the best way to do it. When I cleared it first thing this morning, and then when I left the harbor and all that, I felt it was more responsive, quicker, like it was actually 11 years ago. And I did find that the previous owner, who had the boat probably 10 years himself, he had never cleared his RAM as well. So I had actually 20 years worth of marks and all sorts of information in here. So it took less than 2 minutes to clear it. And well worth it. I'm very, very pleased with it. I didn't think it would actually be that much better as far as responsive. So don't throw them out. Just reset the RAM and follow those really good instructions. So the wind's not really picking up. So I was going to go sailing, but actually now I got to go run by all the racing marks and re-input them in here. So listen, if you guys enjoyed this, or if you have somebody that has a standard Horizon, by all means share this video with him. I'm sure they're going to appreciate it. And if you like this video, please give me a like. Follow if you can. That'd be great. That'd be fantastic. I don't put a lot of videos out. When I do, I really feel that I want to put something out that's going to be worth your time in watching. And if you had a standard Horizon chart plotter, probably is worth watching. And thanks a lot. Have a great day, and let's be safe out there in the water, everybody. Thanks for watching.